All right, people. The final edition of the Thomas Takes Sunday today. Last but not least, surely not least, we're going to talk some Buffalo Bills. Let's get right to it. Buffalo Bills announced a few days ago, don't know the exact day because I was busy doing other stuff, that the Bills traded third-string quarterback Cardale Jones, former Ohio State Buckeye, to the Los Angeles Chargers for a conditional pick. And I kind of glanced over it, and I'm like, whatever. But over the last few days, in watching the training camp and hearing the training camp observations and stuff from the guys of RSN, Rock Sports Network, Icy Vic and Ryan Lazel, these guys are there more than I am, and especially after today, a day that the quarterbacks looked like complete garbage. TJ Yates, Nathan Peterman is going to go through some growing pains. He's a rookie. That's understandable. But when this trade was initially made, I thought, well, Cardale Jones was probably going to get cut. So it's better that the Bills got something for him than nothing. The more I thought about it, I thought, why was Cardale Jones going to get cut? Why would the Bills decide to cut a player of his physical acumen, a player of his potential, a player of his ability, to be honest? And I was not a big fan of the TJ Yates move. I'm still not a big fan of the TJ Yates move. Their excuse for bringing in TJ Yates is that he knows the offense. He's worked with Rick Dennison before. He's done this, he's done that. If you wanted to bring in a guy that knew the offense that would contribute to the team week in and week out, the Bills should have made the move for Trevor Siemian, if that was the case. And they didn't. So let's move on from that narrative. There's nobody out there that can really make a big impact on this team that knows the offense. TJ Yates is not that guy that can come in for Tyrod Taylor in the event that Tyrod were to get hurt, which very well could happen. We all know Tyrod has durability issues. We all know that he, for some reason, likes to get cold-cocked, just completely slammed into the ground or hit in midair. For whatever reason, he enjoys that. And TJ Yates is not a guy that can come in and win us games. I don't think so. He's a journeyman backup quarterback, guy that has played very little in the 6 years that he's been in the NFL. So, I don't know if it's 6. In the however many years he's been in the NFL, he's played very little, made very little impact in the National Football League. Third stringer last year for Miami. So what makes us think that he could be the backup? I really don't know. Was Cardale Jones ready to be the backup as well? No, but Cardale Jones down the road has more potential than TJ Yates, obviously. So why trade the option that has more potential that could develop into a starter over the course of the next few years? And obviously, you had a team that believed so in the Chargers, that believed that he could develop into a starter. Phillip Rivers is not a rookie. He's long in the tooth. He's getting up there. He's towards the end of his career. And the Chargers, led by former Bills interim head coach Anthony Lynn, as the head coach of the LA Chargers now, saw something in Cardale. He must have, when he was the offensive coordinator and the running backs coach of the Bills, to say, hey, let's go out and trade for this guy. This guy is talented. He can throw from his knees 75 yards. He can move in the pocket. He can throw the ball very well. He played pretty well last year in preseason. Granted, it was preseason, but he was moving the ball down the field. He's got a cannon. They didn't call him 12 gauge for nothing at Ohio State. He's very raw. He's not a polished product, but hey, let's see what we can do with him. There's teams that say those things to themselves, and they make the moves. And there's teams like the Buffalo Bills that say, he's raw and he's unpolished. Let's send him packing. What do you have beyond 2017? 2017, I don't really think the depth chart looks that great. You got Tyrod, you got Yates, and you got a rookie in Peterman. Yates is not a solid number 2 backup. Peterman is a better backup, I think, than Yates is. And Peterman is a rookie. Tyrod is not the best starting quarterback in the league. He's not even the 20th best starting quarterback in the league. He's not even the 25th best starting quarterback in the league, in my opinion. He's right in the 28 to 29 rank. That was evident by MondayMorningQuarterback.com, stating that he's not even in the top 23. So, this is it, people. Let me really put this out there. Tyrod Taylor will not be a Buffalo Bill in 2018. He's not going to play that well this year. There's going to be excuses that are made for him. He'll only be here if the Buffalo media wants him to be. And if I'm a part of Buffalo media in Rochester, I'm here to say no. If the Bills miss the playoffs, they have to let him go. They have to let him go. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. He'll be here for 3 years at the end of this upcoming season. Regardless of how many coaches he's had, the excuses are excuses. This guy cannot make the NFL throws that the NFL quarterbacks need to make. Can't see over the line. He can't throw over the middle of the field. These are still problems that he's having to this day. Coming off one of the worst training camps that he's had as a Buffalo Bill today at St. John Fisher. So, let's just get down to brass tacks. I do not believe he will be a Buffalo Bill in 2018. So, 2018, Tyrod's not a Buffalo Bill. Peterman's still here. Will TJ Yates be in Buffalo beyond 2017? Probably not. So why let go of Cardale Jones? Doesn't make much sense to me, and I really don't like the trade. The only way that fans are justifying this trade is by saying, hey, well, at least we got something for him. We were going to cut him. It's not right that they were going to even cut him. Why did they even bring in TJ Yates? Why bring in new when you already have that spot filled in the player that has potential, that can really throw the ball? TJ Yates is unathletic, not mobile whatsoever. Has a decent arm, okay average arm. He's a poor man's Carson Palmer. Why even bother? I don't get it. And the fact that he quote-unquote knows the offense. They could have brought in somebody that knows the offense that would actually have the potential to start and win games for us in Trevor Siemian. That knew the offense, that can throw the ball, that can manage an offense with a solid defense behind them. And that's what the Bills are trying to accomplish, building up the defense, having a manageable, a salvageable offense that can score some points. He's a hell of a lot cheaper than Tyrod Taylor. He wouldn't have cost that much in a trade. A move that they didn't make that they probably should have. And a move that they didn't make that might bite them in the butt. Being that I don't think Tyrod is any better. And I think we could actually see more regression from Tyrod Taylor, being that he's changing offenses yet again. And he can't do the things that most quarterbacks can do. He can do things that most quarterbacks can't do via his legs. But throwing the ball, he is a quarterback. He's not a running back. If he wanted to be a running back, he could have easily been a running back in his NFL career. If he wanted to be one that bad. But you guys know as well as I do, the guys at Buffalo Stampede, the guys at Fan Zone, the guys at Rochester Sports Network, all the people that follow me and listen to this show that are Bills fans, you guys know as well as I do that this guy does not have all the intangibles. We know that, so if we know that, why is he here? Well, because there isn't a better option. Find the better option. That's what you guys get paid to do, to find the better option. Or find a option with more talent throwing the ball, because he is a quarterback, as I stated. Find the option that is cheaper. We're a small market team. We got an owner with deep pockets, but we're a small market team. Trevor Siemian had Buffalo Bill written all over him. So that is my take on that in a nutshell, I guess. Cardale Jones could end up being the starter for the Los Angeles Chargers in 2-3 years. And people will be looking at this trade thinking, what the hell? We just traded a starting quarterback, an eventual starting quarterback, for a 6th, 7th round pick. We used a 4th on him. That's progress? We developed the guy for a year or two, and we get a lesser of a pick. That's progress? No, that's called regression. That's a step back. The quarterback group is not their strongest, and it hasn't been their strongest position in 20 years, which is why they haven't made the playoffs in almost 20 years. These are facts, people. I love the Bills just as much as everybody else. I want to see the Bills win the Super Bowl in my lifetime. I want to see the Bills win a Super Bowl in my son or daughter's or grandson or granddaughter's lifetime. I want to see the Bills become a staple of the NFL, a dynasty franchise. I want all those things. But it's not going to happen. It's not. And the reason why it's not is because lightning has to strike in a bottle 70,000 times in order for that to happen, like it did in the 90s and in the late 80s. And I have real doubt that the Bills will never have a team that is as good as the teams that went to those Super Bowls. And those teams that went to those Super Bowls would trounce the teams of today. That's really my heart-of-heart opinion. And it sucks because I do want to see them. I don't want to be a pessimist. I do want to see them do well. I do want to root for them. There are a lot of good things working for them. I promote them, as much as I can. I try to advocate for them, or be an advocate for them. I think Shaq Lawson's going to be an all-pro. I think Tre'Davious White was a great pick. I think Micah Hyde is going to be an X factor for the defense. I think their defense will play very well under Sean McDermott. I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited to have Shady McCoy. I'm very excited to have Sammy Watkins back healthy. I'm very excited to have Zay Jones. I'm very excited to see what Andre Holmes brings to the table. I'm very excited to see what Charles Clay brings to the table. Their offensive line is not bad. Their only problem, is the quarterback. That's it. Do they need depth at certain defensive positions like linebacker and secondary? Yes. But the position that everybody knows, needs help, the position that everybody counts on in the 2017 National Football League is the quarterback. You guessed it. So we will only go as far as we will only go as far as our quarterbacks take us. And as of now, they're not looking good. Cardale Jones, good luck.